Hi there. I'm Tirsi Engelhardt. And once again, I want to welcome you to my podcast called Unreasonably Grateful. I have a book out by the same name. The subtitle is Living in Grace by Choice. And I welcome you. I'm grateful that you're here with me. I'm fortunate and appreciate that every week I discover there's new people that I didn't know were listening in or reading the book or wanting to start reading the book and then listening in. So I know there's new people each week. And there are also those of you who have been with me for 142 episodes so far. So thank you all for being here. Just a reminder, we're on this journey together. Yes, this is my 37th year of recovery from 20 years of living with addiction and eating disorder. And, I'm learning that gratitude is a place that we come from. It's not a place that we ultimately get to. And I know that one another's stories have been meaningful in my life. And it's my hope that my story will inspire you in some way that will give you a little bit more freedom with whatever you're dealing with. And certainly I understand I don't have your answers. You actually do. And it's my hope that I can just give you a little bit more space for you to discover what those answers are for you. So we're in the holiday season. We just finished Thanksgiving, which can oftentimes be difficult when you're dealing with addiction. The holidays can be hard. They can be challenging, and Christmas is coming up. So I hope that in this season, you find some support, some relief, some encouragement from being a part of this journey with me. So I'm reading stories right now from my book, and today's story is called Psychiatric Solutions. And, pretty early in my recovery, let's see, the date on this story is 1990. So pretty early in my recovery, it was recommended that I see a psychiatrist. The world that I had created was definitely unraveling and falling apart. And it's been a lot of years trying to figure out how to hold it together. And one of those options was to see a psychiatrist. And this story comes from that. Okay, here we go. It had been recommended that I see a psychiatrist when my marriage began to crumble. The truth is, what was actually happening were the lies that I had lived with for so long were being exposed, which was a good thing. But the truth of those lies was shattering false images. Believing that things were my fault, therapy seemed like a good idea. Well, my lack of self-confidence didn't show as I hid behind false defiance. It was always there, second guessing me. The psychiatrist spoke with me for a brief while, asking me about my ability to be employed, pay my bills, and follow suit. I don't think that I fared so well. He recommended antidepressants. I asked him, why? He indicated that if I wanted to stay married, he would suggest I follow his recommendation. I remember thinking, I'm not sure staying married is what's best for me if I have to take antidepressants. I took the prescription and I never filled it. So, the message on this page is make your life about what's important to you. So, I'm not talking about chasing your wants and your desires. What was important to me was healing. What was important to me was that those lies got exposed, that I began to be honest and more truthful, that I learned how to eat and to take care of myself, that I learned how to be a better mother and, yes, a better wife. And I was a good ways away from that because I needed to first stop all the addictive behavior. I needed to let go of all the self-demeaning messages that I listened to internally all the time. I need to stop defending myself, fighting, covering up, hiding. So that's what I mean by make your life about what's important to you. Now, I'm not saying that antidepressants are bad, and I'm not saying that they don't serve a purpose. And for some people, I think they're probably the right solution. The experience I had with that particular psychiatrist and what he recommended wasn't calling me into learning how to be my best version of me. It felt as if it was just masking something else. And I was tired. I was tired of hiding. I was tired of lying. I was tired of all the secrecy. And the last thing I wanted to do was hide underneath unexpressed or unfelt emotions or feelings, even if those were difficult for myself and for the people I loved and cared about to handle. So that's my recommendation is wherever you are in your journey, make sure that you keep in the forefront what's important to you. And hopefully what's important to you is, like I said, not chasing wants and desires, but actually the healing and the restoration of yourself. Okay? So every day there are opportunities to do that, and particularly during the holidays, because when we're around our families of origin, sometimes some of those old wounds come right to the surface for us to look at and to make peace with. So this week, work at that. Work and see if you can't discover how can you make the choices that are more aligned with you becoming the best version of yourself. And once again, if you find this podcast helpful, invite other people to be a part of it. And I appreciate you sharing. Oftentimes, in sharing with other people, we get something new and beautiful for ourselves. All right. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week.